Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here finally back with the finale of our F2 2021 career mode. Yes, this weekend we're back in Abu Dhabi, currently 47 points clear at the top of the championship ahead of Enzo Fittipaldi and Liam Lawson. They're 157 points apiece against my 204. Teo Porcher still waiting in the wings ahead of David Beckman and Larim Zendelli as well. But yeah, you know, this has been such a fun series on the channel. I cannot thank you guys enough for all of the continued support. You know, whether we'll jump into F1 or not with Oscar Piastri, we will have to wait and see. You know, I've got a couple of other series. You know, my team and the Williams Road to Glory are going to come right back to the forefront on the channel over the coming weeks and months as well there. But yeah, this series has been so much fun. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the continued support. Of course, if you're new around here and you do go on to enjoy, make sure you leave a like and get yourself subscribed as well. We're now closing in on 37,000 subscribers. You're going to help me get one step closer. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated. But for one final time then, here in F2 2021, let's dive in to qualifying. Well, I wouldn't quite say the pressure's off this weekend, but, you know, fingers crossed, you know, unless something goes catastrophically wrong with a 47-point lead that, you know, we've worked really hard for in the last few race weekends. Fingers crossed we can try and bring this home. Finish the season on a high, though, you know, finish with a bang is exactly still the aim. A bit like Oscar Piastri did in the real-life finale there, of course, winning that final feature race of the year. But let's just see then if this Prema can finally take us to our first pole position of the year. Of course, the closest we got was back at the Sochi Autodrome, finishing qualifying just 0.03 of a second behind my teammate Robert Schwartzman there. Unfortunately, that seemed to be a bit of a flash in the pan for our teammate late on in the campaign. But, you know, if we could finally take a pole, I would be rather happy with that. There is rattling through the first sector. They've really got to try and open up the track as best as possible. Got to remember to try and tip it in, you know, brake just that little bit earlier than you would in a Formula 1 car. It's not by much, but it's certainly enough to make a difference there as we try and roll on the power out onto the back straight. Yeah, I would love to finish the season with a pole here. You know, this weekend, you know, we're going to give it our all still, but we are going to have to play it safe. You know, Lawson has been on a very, very good run of form. I'm intrigued to see who's actually going to come out on top between him and Fittipaldi, as that's not going to help us out. I've never had that before on F1 2021. Looks like the DRS is jammed open in qualifying. I genuinely didn't know that was possible on this game, so yeah, this qualifying session might be about to go really, really bad and potentially completely throw open this race weekend there. As I mean, yeah, look at that, immediately down in towards the final sector of the lap. Car all over the place at the moment. Last time we qualified right at the very back was, of course, Baku early on in the year here, but we've got no grip over the rear end of the car as we head down in towards the final few corners there. Again, it's still wobbling around a fair amount, but this is just completely open at the weekend and turned it on its head as we try to navigate our way through the final few corners, desperately hoping we get the remodel of Abu Dhabi on F1 2022 there. But catastrophic understeer through the penultimate corner. It looks like Felipe Drugovich is going to put the thing on pole, so we've got nothing with that DRS jammed open. It is going to be last on the grid then for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Hopefully we won't get anything like that during the race. Well, there we go then. The end of qualifying for the Yas Marina, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Felipe Drugovich on pole there by 1.5 tenths in the end, ahead of Schwartzman and Marina Sato there. Just a thousandth, of a second between Sato and Richard Verschoor on the second row. Dan ticked him ahead of Jack Aitken, and then Teo Porcher, Armstrong, Vips and Lawson round out the top 10. So Lawson will be on the pole then for the first race of the weekend there. Fittipaldi again, yeah, his pace has just completely fallen off later on in the year. They're down in P13, but 9 seconds off the pace at the end of qualifying. I hope I haven't jinxed it by saying the pressure's off this weekend. We have still got a 47-point lead. I think the aim will be try and get back up into the top 10 by the end of this first race. So let's dive in then here to the first sprint. We're now just a few weeks away from the F1 2022 winter testing, and the F1 store has released all new lines celebrating the 2022 Chinese New Year. First of all, we've also now got the 2022 McLaren fanwear drop has finally been revealed. There's still different merch available from every team, and now there's 20% off any lines on the store as well if you use the code currently on your screens. Click the links down below if you want to go check it out.
It's race day for our young drivers here in the United Arab Emirates, where the Yas Marina circuit is about to play host to the Abu Dhabi Formula 2 race. Let's get started. Yas Marina circuit is a 3.4-mile racetrack built on the man-made Yas Island. In addition to the 21 corners, it features 2 very long straights. Now these will be the drivers' main overtaking chances today, into turn 8 and turn 11. I'm sitting here, quite emotional, next to my friend Davide Valsecchi. Here we are at the end of the F2 calendar, and the atmosphere is electric. I have no doubt that the drivers will be giving it everything they have out there today. I can't wait to get underway.
Hey Alex, you are absolutely right. It's a very special place. This is a track like no other, an event like no other, a jewel in the crown of Formula 2. It's perfect. I think we are in for a fantastic racing event here.
Right, well here we are then, on the grid for the final weekend, and we've certainly made it a little bit more difficult for ourselves there. A bit like Hamilton, of course, in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, we're going to be starting at the rear due to some issues with the DRS. But of course, yeah, 11 laps ahead of us though in this first race of the weekend. Like I said, I think if we can try and get up towards the top 10, and then obviously start the second race from a strong position, that is going to be key here, because Liam Lawson must be looking at that and sort of rubbing his hands together, thinking there might be a chance in this final race weekend of the year. But I just want to dive right into it then. First sprint race here from Abu Dhabi, waiting on those 5 red lights. We got Nassani alongside, and it's lights out, and away we go there, and making a mistake I haven't done in quite a while, and that was immediately short shifting up into second gear there as we head down in towards turn 1. Let's just keep it clean and tidy there around the outside. Oh, actually getting all over the curbing on the exit of turn 1. There is everyone just going to be trying to fight their way through. Got to be careful on the heavy fuel though, and it hasn't quite been the start I would have wanted to this race. We're going to get a nice run down the hill, up the inside of Nassani there, but Guan Yu Zhou looked like he was never going to allow us to move up the inside, so we're trying to look around the outside of the Chinese driver there, and maybe up the inside of a handful of cars as we head down in towards the hairpin. We've got Lundgaard trying to turn in on the apex there, and he's going to get just about to get the power down on the exit. But yeah, up the inside of 3 cars then, in towards the hairpin here as well. Have a look towards the outside of Lundgaard. That's been a pretty decent start. Straight into 18th place there, and we might be about to make it P17 as Samaya. Oh, very, very early on the brakes there. I just wasn't actually trying to have a look at the inside of them, but they did take me by surprise. I'll take that fair warning with Enzo Fittipaldi there, our championship rival, still technically hanging on in P2, but I don't think that's going to last all too much longer, as yeah, Larim Zendelli as well was... Where's Larim Zendelli appeared from? I swear he was way up the road. I must have completely missed that one. I don't remember Larim Zendelli being there, but yeah, anyway, I'm in a P17 then. He must have actually, sorry, jumped Lundgaard. We must have jumped him through the hairpin. I can't even keep track of who we're overtaking at the start of this GP, but let's just see what the grip's like with the rear wing shut. Yeah, the final sector, a whole lot easier, it must be said, as we round through the final couple of corners. Does look like Liam Lawson is still leading the way there. It looks like he's just going to try and take off at the front of the field, unless his teammate Yuri Vips has had a mega start. No, it is Lawson that leads the way then. So this is certainly going to bring the championship gap down a lot. Oh, big wobble at the final corner. But yeah, up 5 places though by the end of lap 1. That's exactly what we need. Let's just keep our head down and try and keep picking up places. All over the back then of Guilherme Samaya as we try and roll the power out onto the back straight once more. Let's see if we're going to be able to get a bit closer this time around. Now everyone's had a fair shot. What is the straight line speed going to be like? I've tried to run a little bit less aero this weekend. Try and give ourselves a bit of a fighting chance. We definitely can afford to be brave there. It's around the outside of Samaya. Well, look, thank you very much. The Brazilian, yep, we've made a lot of overtakes on him this year. And that's just going to be another one to add to the list. Hopefully we'll do another one in the final feature race, of course, because, yeah, we are going to be starting that one from the back. But yeah, team happy with that. Fittipaldi, still, like I said, our main championship rival is also Samaya. Fair play, mate. He's clearly wanting to fight it a bit more. We have to cut across the chicane a little bit. So I was worried just how aggressively he was going to send it in there. But yeah, the Brazilians still got a little bit of fire and wanting to fight back, which you always want to see. Right, DRS now has been enabled as we go purple through Sector 1. Definitely seem to be strong through that first part of the lap, right up until the final sector, to be honest. We're looking pretty good on the pace, but again, that's just obviously where the lower downforce is really, really costing us. All over the back, though, of Fittipaldi. We've only got 11 laps to make moves work in this first race. I'm going to have to brake a little bit earlier there. Ooh, Fittipaldi moving around in the braking zone a little bit. But second lap in a row, we've gone around the outside of Charoux through the first part of that chicane, and we're now going to be able to P15 then. Hanging Fittipaldi out to dry on the exit. I wish he'd been able to keep up a championship fight going right to the very end, but he's just lost absolutely all the momentum we saw from him in the first half of the year. And yeah, he's slotted back now. He's actually lost the place to his teammate Samaya. So yeah, not looking good from Fittipaldi there, as we now trying to latch to the back of Beckman. Oh, there we go. New fastest lap.
That's a new fastest lap of the race.
That's what we like to see. We got a bit lucky there, of course, getting carried along by all the DRS, but yeah, clearly the race pace is there, which is good. I mean, like I said, through this first sector, with the lower downforce, we seem to be able to get the nose tipped in there and really maximising the track width on the exit. We're attacking at the moment. As are we now going to get close enough to David Beckman? You can just see, yeah, we're able to just drag the throttle a little bit more on corner exit there, as we'll try and do up and under on David Beckman here. We've got Ralph Boschung just in front of him, as now we're going to activate the DRS, and look at the run we've got on the Campos here as we head down the back straightaway. It is going to be a drag race, of course, absolutely the same amount of horsepower powered by these two Mecha Chrome engines, and up the inside we're going to go. One of the more textbook moves I've done so far today, and now P14, so we are picking people off slowly but surely. Like I said, we need to get inside the top 10.
P14.
We need a top 10 in this first race, so we can hopefully try and leapfrog our way into contention in race number 2, and then maybe just sort of stamp Lawson out of the championship battle that way. As there we go. Beckman again tried to have a look at the inside. That time around we were aware of it though. Gave him the room, but held on. Oh, yellow flag's out. Someone's got issues. I think it's a car behind us though. As we get all over the curbing in towards the final corner. Line's going a bit all over the place. Oh, I think that is Larim Zendelli out of the race then. So a heartbreak for Larim Zendelli at the, well, one of the last races of the year there. And that's going to put him right at the very back for sprint race number 2. Oh, we got more yellow flags out. Someone else has got issues. That might be a car in front of us this time. Not 100% sure. No, it does seem to be. Oh, David Beckman out as well. So another mechanical failure then, very, very close, and we got a safety car.
We've been informed that the safety car is out. There appears to have been an issue with multiple stopped vehicles on the track.
Well, I mean, that second safety car in 2 race weekends in a row there. That one, yeah, much more surprised by than the one at Jeddah last weekend, but it does help us out. It does bring us right to the back of the next couple of cars up the road. However, it does give us a lot less racing laps to be able to do anything, which is rather frustrating. But I guess we just got to try and make it work. Again, 4 places we need. We need to get into the top 10. But yeah, we're going to be right all over the back of Boschung and Viscal. Don't think it's worth pitting onto a set of the ultra soft tyres. I mean, yeah, we'll only be back down another 6 spots. But 10 places inside, yeah, about 4 laps at the end, I think is very, very optimistic. Right, well, safety car coming in then at the end of lap 7. So we have got 4 laps to go of this race, and I've just noticed it is our teammate Schwartzman, who is currently in P10 there, so he might be the one we have to try and relegate outside of the top 10, but, you know, needs must at this stage of the championship. You know, we are a team still, but we've actually got a constructors battle that we've still got going on at the moment, so we have got to be really, really careful of that over the course of the weekend. But Lawson is still going to lead the way off this restart. We're right behind Ralph Boschung, Bent Viscal and Jan de Ruvala. So we need to be, yeah, really, really careful here. We've got to try and get some heat into the tyres as well. I guarantee I'm going to get a huge amount of oversteer through one of the final couple of corners of the lap. But yeah, let's get ready to go racing once more then here from Abu Dhabi in the first race. Oh, come on, we got to go. We got to go. There's, yeah, big lock up there through the final corner. Roll it at the final turn, though. No dramatic wheel spin like we often get.
1.6 seconds.
So, I mean, we can see Schwartzman in front of us, so I'm not worried about that. But actually, yeah, keeping us updated on the gaps might be rather useful here, as we're immediately going to try and go on the offensive on Ralph Boschung. Look how slow the AI are. Just no confidence through turn 3 from the Campos. Probably explains why he hasn't scored many points this year. More than happy to squeeze us out, though. We take out one of the braking bollards there, as I didn't want to run into Ralph Boschung, as now we're trying to look around the outside through the hairpin. Ooh, big kick of oversteer there as we try and shift back up at a second whilst on throttle. Got to be really careful of that between those two gears there, as now tucked up in the slipstream. We can see the gearbox of Ralph Boschung. To the outside we go. He's going to go a little bit defensive, but we have got a bit of overspeed side by side. Down the back straight once more here, and Boschung is not giving up on this without a fight. We'll squeeze him out over the apex on the inside there, give him the room, and now we're up at a P13 of the race there. Big hit of wheel spin on the exit, so Boschung, number 21, might be able to come back at me here. Let's hope he never makes it to Formula 1 if he wants to try and nick my number. I don't think, well, he's probably not going to make it to F1, and he's probably not going to make it back into P13 there. Next up, Bent Viscal on the old hit list is, yeah, just 3 and a bit laps to go, with Schwartzman really seems to be struggling at the moment. Whether he's just trying to help us out by backing up Jan Daruvula a little bit, I'm not 100% sure, but whatever he's doing, it's working. But the way the AI weave throughout the safety car period definitely actually costs him a fair bit of tyre wear here, because I feel now suddenly we've got a lot more grip over Bent Viscal here, whether they've just taken a bit out of the front under the safety car, which of course they really don't need to. As look at that round the outside. Oh, a Bent Viscal there. That was very close on the exit. That could have easily been both of us at the Grand Prix there, as I don't think there was any contact. We just got very close to the Trident there and just kicked up a wheel on the throttle there. Is now to the inside, or almost into the back of Jan Daruvula, but we will say thank you very much. We will have P12 now in the Grand Prix, and yeah, we're making moves still at the moment here. This is exactly what we need. You can see Drogovic romping away from our teammate Schwartzman there, as Daruvula trying to maybe think about going for a move. Schwartzman aware of it, though. He's going to go defensive down the back straight, and Daruvula, I think, yeah, having none of that one, as he actually goes slow on the apex. So we'll say thank you very much right around the outside of Jan Daruvula there. 2 cars and 2 corners. Thank you very much. We're going to leave Bent Viscal and Jan Daruvula now to hopefully battle it out for P12, but we're now, yeah, not far behind our teammate Robert Schwartzman here. 2 laps to go in Abu Dhabi after this one, and DRS, of course, is just about to be re-enabled, so we might have just set this up perfectly for ourselves. All over the back of our teammate Schwartzman, who, yeah, has definitely got some sort of issue at the moment, because he's losing a lot of time to Felipe Drogovic here, and yeah, we're just pushing our teammate along. You can see how slow he is down the straights there as well. He actually... not a fan of that from Schwartzman. Trying to take a, you know... oh, what is going on with our teammate at the moment? He is all over the place as we head out through turn 2 and turn 3 there. Jan Daruvula thought we might be able to try and claim the place back, as we're going to have a look to the inside. No, we're not. We're going to wait for the DRS, I think. It's probably the wiser thing to do. But yeah, Schwartzman really struggling at the moment there, as we'll try and roll on the power down around the outside. It's just lost all sort of confidence in the car towards the end of this first race there. Activate the DRS though. Surely this is going to be a nice simple move, which it looks like it will be. So we are now up at a P10 then, the golden position we needed by the end of this first sprint race. Jan Daruvula going to try and follow us past our teammate. He might even try and make a double Prema move there. Of course, going to Prema in 2022. Perhaps Jan Daruvula, yeah, just wants to put a word in to his new team as well, that he means business. But yeah, we do hang on for now, as Jan Daruvula is going to have the DRS on me. We're going to have to go defensive down this back straightaway. Is he going to have a look around the outside? We go pretty late on the brakes there, and I'll hang him out to dry. Just over 1 to go. We need to try and hang on.
This is your final lap of the race.
Final lap then here from Abu Dhabi, and we need to try and absolutely nail this first sector, otherwise there's not going to be a lot we can do against Jan Daruvula. Let's try and push that gap up to the 1 second there, put everything on the line. If we don't get this P10, it completely throws the championship wide open to Liam Lawson there, but it looks like the gap up, oh, it's 9/10 of a second. We go purple through the first sector, so we're definitely pushing, as it's not quite going to be enough there, and a huge kick of understeer as we head in towards the hairpin is not going to do us any favours either. Jan Arugula is still going to be a good 8/10 back though, as we head onto the final straights of this Grand Prix. But look at that, he's gaining. The AI very, very strong down into this braking zone as well. Certainly not going to be close enough that time to make a move, but you can see how much Jan Arugula closes in there. We've got a roll on the power. He's super, super careful on the exit of the corner there. And look at that, Arugula has again got another pretty decent run here. We're going to have to weave to try and break the toe from Jayan. It looks like he's not going to quite get close enough in this first sprint race of the weekend there. Park it down into the apex. It's heartbreak for our teammate Schwartzman, who was really, probably eyeing up to start from pole or P2 in the second sprint of the weekend there. But we've somehow, right from the very back of the field here, I mean, it's really turned into a race of two halves. Oh my god. Oh my god. We locked the rears. I've done it a couple of times this weekend. How on earth we didn't pick up any front wing damage from that, I'll never know. But Lawson is going to take the first first win of the weekend there. Daruvula is going to claim P10, and that is heartbreaking for us. And what does it mean for the championship?
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
A great win then for High-Tech GP today. So, Davide, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
The safety car made a big difference today, there's no doubt about it. I can't be certain, but it would have been a very different race and probably podium 2 without it. What I do know is that they came out of that situation in a favorable position. The safety car really does alter the balance of the race.
And as they make their way down to the podium, there's no denying the strength of the High-Tech GP team. It was an incredible performance today, and they fully deserve to stand on the top step. And now, let's take a look at the driver's standings. The gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race for our championship leader. And now a look at the team standings. High-Tech GP moved to the top of the table. There was also a strong showing from the MP Motorsport team today as they make their way up the standings. After all this drama, you'll be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you there. Take care.
I cannot believe we threw that away in the final sector of the first race of the weekend there. Liam Lawson, pole position, and walks away with the race victory ahead of Teo Porcher, who did sneak fastest lap there. Yuri Vips in P3 ahead of Armstrong and Dan Tickton there. Look at High-Tech, first and third. Surely that means constructors-wise we are all but out of it as well, unless we get a miracle in the final couple of races there. But yeah, Tickton in fifth ahead of Jack Aitken, Sato, Vashore, Drogovic and Daruvula rounding out the top 10 there. So that is going to be the order for our reverse grid top 10. But Schwartzman down in 15th place in the end. What on earth has happened to our teammate late on in the year? It means championship-wise, we have got a 32-point lead still with 2 races to go. And, you know, fingers crossed Lawson, he's got to be within 27, so he's going to need 5 more points than us in the second sprint race of the weekend there if he wants to try and drag this out to the bitter end. Armstrong finishes 13th there, means he and Ticktum all jump past Daruvula, Schwartzman and Deleda there, as that's still a big battle going on further down the order. Yeah, High-Tech now 17 clear of us, so it's not over yet, but it is going to be a very tall order here. We're going to need some big results in the final couple of races. ART now, what, 15 points clear of MP and 16 clear of Charu, but that is still, yeah, definitely going to be a big battle to watch out for as well. We need a good race in the second sprint of the weekend there. Like I said, Lawson now needs to take 5 points out of me before the final race of the weekend. Otherwise, we are officially champion in tomorrow's second sprint race there. But thank you all so much for watching this video nonetheless. If you have enjoyed, do make sure you leave a like and get yourself subscribed. And yeah, we will be back tomorrow, fingers crossed, claiming the title for Oscar Piastri. You guys do not want to miss it. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members, so a massive thank you to all of the names you see on your screens currently for helping support the channel. You can join them by clicking the join button down below, and yeah, thank you once again to everyone that continues all the insane support on my work.